Greetings and welcome to another Pokemon 2019 or Pokemon Journeys the Series episode preview discussion. This time I'm talking about the preview for episode 127, so let's get to it. Now Ash and Goh are still in Windon because of the Masters Tournament. They are still staying at the Rose of Rondelands Hotel, and in episode 126, it was shown that they are currently not in their room. Instead, they are out and about doing something, and episode 127 will focus on this something, at least partially. I love that even though episode 126 is a recap episode, it still pushes the story forward and it sets up the next episode. Though of course, it would be better to just not have a recap episode at all. Now the reason why Ash and Goh are out and about is up for debate, since it can be one of two things. Though I am sure that said reason has to do with a certain little something that is also shown in this preview. A certain little something that I very recently made a video on, but more on this subject later. However, regardless of what Ash and Goh are doing, the focus of this episode will be on Goh and Cinderace, since the title of the episode is Goh and Cinderace, the Place of Beginnings. Windon is where Goh met Cinderace back when Cinderace was just a Scorbunny, and this was all the way back in episode 4. So taking a walk through Windon will be very nostalgic for them. The preview shows that they will all visit the scone shop that was featured quite prominently in the episode where Goh met Scorbunny. The preview also shows the Nickit that were Scorbunny's friends back in episode 4. I am sure that they will be surprised when they see that their friend evolved. The Nickit are seen giving scones to a trio of Galarian Zigzagoon, who are very happy because of the gift. The Nickit are then seen fighting a group of Galarian Meowth and a Perrserker. So they are fighting like cats and dogs. It is worth noting that this will be the first time Galarian Meowth appears in the anime and the first time Perrserker appears in the main anime. I assume that the Perrserker and the Galarian Meowth will fight the Nickit over territory and or over who gets to gather food in the area. The preview then shows that Goh and Cinderace will help the Nickit during the battle. Cinderace will be a great asset in this battle since Perrserker is a Steel-type Pokemon. I do hope, however, that one of the Nickit will evolve during the battle, namely the one that is seen fighting Perrserker. It would be fitting if it evolves, since it is fighting a fully evolved Pokemon, and this would also balance things out, since both sides would have one evolved Pokemon and two unevolved Pokemon. Though I guess that if one of the Nickit evolves, Cinderace's help would be less critical. Still, I hope that one of the Nickit will evolve, since not only would this be cool, but we also have not seen Thievul yet in the main anime, so this would be a great time to have it debut. Now the preview shows that Team Rocket will also appear in this episode, and my first thought about this was that I cannot wait to see them, especially Meowth, react to Galarian Meowth and Perrserker. So that's the overview of the Goh and the Cinderace portion of the episode. Seeing them go down memory lane together should be nice and fun. Of course, there is more to this episode than just Goh and the Cinderace reliving their memories. Eternatus will return in this episode alongside Sonia and Professor Magnolia. Like I said earlier, it's possible that this is the true reason why Ash and Goh are out and about. It's possible that Sonia, Professor Magnolia, or Leon will call Ash and Goh to ask them to go to Windon Stadium. So it's not that they are just walking around so that Goh and the Cinderace can reminisce. Now I won't go into too much detail regarding the Eternatus part of the episode, since like I said earlier, I actually very recently made a video on the matter. That video was unfortunately made under the erroneous assumption that these images were leaked. However, it turns out that these images were taken from the preview of episode 127. But I saw these images before I watched the preview, and since it was clear that episode 127 would focus on Goh and Cinderace, I figured that these images had nothing to do with episode 127, which is why I covered the return of Eternatus as a crazy leak in its own separate video as soon as possible. If I had known that this leak was of episode 127, then I would have covered the information in this preview discussion. But unfortunately, this is not what happened. Now I did think that maybe I should just delete that video. I could then just expand the script for it to include what was shown in the rest of the preview. But I never delete videos, even if they end up being wrong or unnecessary. And since I did invest time and effort into that video, I opted instead to leave it as is, to add an explanation of what happened in the description and on a pinned comment, and to make a video to better explain the situation and to cover the rest of the preview, which is of course this video that you are watching right now. If you would like to hear my thoughts and analysis on the Eternatus portion of the preview, then please go watch that other video as well. There will be a link to it in the description below and at the end of this video. Also, apologies for the mistake. Now, there are two additional things that I want to say about the Eternatus part of the episode that I did not mention in the other video. The first is that I am glad that Professor Magnolia and especially Sonia are returning. Hopefully they will stay in Windon to watch the finals. The second is that if Leon does indeed use Eternatus against Ash, then I hope that one of the legendary Pokemon that Ash has connected and or bonded with will help him in the battle. Pokemon such as Zacian, who would be the most fitting one, Mewtwo, Lugia, and Tapu Koko. All of these have appeared in Pokemon Journeys, and thus they are relevant to this series. Solgaleo would also be great, of course, even if it has not appeared in Pokemon Journeys yet. I also want to mention that the preview shows one of Ash's eyes opening in shock, like he just learned of something that is surprising in a serious way. Something like, say, the fact that Leon will use Eternatus in the finals. So perhaps this will really happen. But yeah, that's everything I have for you in this video. Episode 127 will surely be an interesting, fun, and enjoyable episode. I am very much eager to watch it. Episode 127 will air on September 30. As usual, once the episode airs, I will post a review of it as soon as possible, both on YouTube and on Instagram, so please look forward to them. But that's the video. As always, leave your own thoughts down in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did and would like to see more like it, then please consider subscribing to my channel. I love Pokemon and I love making videos on both the anime and the games. Also, please consider clicking the links on screen so that you can check out more videos like this right away. Thank you very much for watching, and let's meet again in the next video.